is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, and today, guys, we are going to be taking a look at this beautiful Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 4K that I just got in the mail from Vinegar Syndrome. Look at this thing. We're going to first do an unboxing. I haven't even watched this yet. I'm going to take you through this whole journey with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Just got this in just in time for Halloween, and I am so excited, guys. This is a beautiful set. Vinegar Syndrome is literally changing the game right now in physical media. They took this title from Scream Factory right from underneath their nose and put it out in 4K in this beautiful edition. Like, I got the hard shell, like clamshell case. But look, guys, let's quit talking about it. Let's go unbox it. Then I'm going to watch the damn thing. I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you my thoughts. Let's go. All right, so let's get into unboxing this thing. Look at this beautiful, and I have never bought one of these hard box cases from Vinegar Syndrome, so this is a first for me. I've got a couple of the magnetic cases, but this is the first like hard box like this that I've gotten from them, and I had to do this for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I absolutely love this film. This might be my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Goofy as hell, but I love this movie so much. You got the MGM logo up there. You got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I love the feeling of this. It's all embossed and it just feels so good. Vinegar Syndrome logo down there. You got Dennis Hopper on the back. Let's see, zoom right in here. Got Carolina Williams down there. Not rated. Just freaking awesome. I cannot wait to watch this in 4K because the last time I watched this movie was on DVD. I never got that Scream Factory edition. That went out of print and was going for some insane amounts of money. So taking this out of the slipcase, and again, this is a hard box slipcase. Really nice. Now, those of you who are very experienced in Vinegar Syndrome probably know all about this. But again, this is my first time having one of these. This feels nice. I mean, this is pretty much the same durability as like a Arrow Video hard box case, but really feels nice. Love this case. So happy to have this one. And then you take it out and you have this amazing slipcover of the original theatrical poster for this movie, this whole like Breakfast Club like image and stance, which is freaking awesome. Then you got the logo down there at the bottom. I love everything about this. It just looks so clean. It just looks so clean and nice. And you have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre embossed down there at the bottom, which is super cool. You have some other stuff down there at the bottom. Freaking awesome. Let's look at the spine right here. And I think that you had the option, of course, to get the hard box case. And it was a little bit more expensive. It's like $49.99. I think you could get it. And again, this is where I'm not sure. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. But I think if you get it without the hard box, you still get the slipcover. But again, I could be wrong. You still get this slipcover. I don't think they just send it to you in this case. I think you'll still get the slipcover. You just won't get this hard box case. But again, I could be wrong. You could just get the actual like case itself. But we'll turn it around. Oh my God, what a great image right here. Leatherface coming through the door with the chainsaw. Oh my God, that looks amazing. The artwork is amazing. Look, I give Vinegar Syndrome shit a lot because they do a lot of shitty movies. This is a legitimately great horror film. So is Amityville Horror. So more of this, please, Vinegar Syndrome. Please do more stuff like this because the work you do in packaging is like nobody beats it. Like I would put this above Arrow Video. Like this chainsaw is like glossy and embossed. Like you can feel the ridges of the chainsaw. Oh my God, it's so nice. It is so nice. I can't get over it. This knob down here, this freaking knob down here with the lock, the key lock is embossed. That is embossed. And so is this up here. Freaking amazing. Oh my God. Okay. So let's get this out of the actual case. All right. So we got the plastic ripped, taking it off, taking it all off. I could not be happier with this release. And again, yes, you're going to pay $50 for this. And that is a lot. That is a lot for one movie. But damn, is this not awesome. So amazing right here. So we'll zoom in on this image. You got the same image as the, hard box slipcase. Right there, we'll look at the spine. You got the Ultra HD, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, MGM, Vinegar Syndrome. Right here on the back. And the other thing, guys, and we'll go into it when I do the actual review later, this is loaded, like jam-packed, loaded with new special features, which is amazing. I cannot wait to dig into those. Like, we're going to do a full breakdown of this set after I'm done watching it and the special features. So show you the specs and synopsis and all that good stuff, the casting list. Of course, directed by the legendary Tobe Hooper, which Tobe Hooper's had a lot of great movies come out on 4K this year. I mean, between this and Poltergeist, I mean, we still got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The original is supposed to be coming from Second Sight at some point. Then you have the Funhouse Massacre. So really good stuff coming from Tobe's filmography this year. Let's see, open this up, and it looks like we have a little bit of off-gassing. We always got to do the off-gassing check, guys. But you know, it's very light. I don't know. I try not to pay attention to that anymore. It feels like every release has off-gassing in it at this point. Let's see, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, love the disc art. Right there you have the 4K disc. Over here you have the Blu-ray disc, which is also included. And then you have an additional disc for, I imagine, the special features. And yeah, incredible. You have Leatherface on both the 4K and the Blu-ray. Then you have Dennis Hopper on the special features disc. So pretty sure this is just a 3-disc set, not a 4th disc hiding out anywhere. So just amazing. And we'll go ahead and check. I'm sure it's got reversible cover art. Why wouldn't it? And it does have the classic Texas Chainsaw poster, which I love. Freaking amazing. I love it. So we'll show that off, show the spine again, and show the back, because you know some of the font's a different color. Like I said, we're giving you the full tour of this box set, and I am thoroughly impressed, guys. Let's go watch this thing. Let's go watch this movie. Then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the 4K transfer. I'm sure it's going to look amazing, and we'll talk about the special features and all that good stuff. So let's do it. All right, guys, I'm back, and I just finished watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 in 4K, and I watched quite a bit of the special features in this set as well. There is so much to dig into, and now I feel fully equipped to talk about this incredible, amazing box set from Vinegar Syndrome. And God, I really have to give it to Vinegar Syndrome on the set. First off, this packaging. Again, we just did the unboxing, so you guys already know, but the packaging is incredible. But I feel like I shit on Vinegar Syndrome quite a bit on this channel because they put out a lot of trash movies, but they've really been stepping it up. And I'll go ahead and say it, like, this is a top 5 release of 2022, just in terms of like just the overall package. I can understand some people not loving this movie. I do love this movie. But just in terms of like overall package and presentation and just the work that they did with the special features in this one, this is really a stellar release. So I'm about to sell the crap out of this to you guys. I will link it down below in the description, all the links to like the Vinegar Syndrome website and everything. Because I think maybe you can get this off of Amazon. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But I think you have to get this. Certainly you have to get the hard box case from Vinegar Syndrome's website. But yeah, just what they've done with this, and then Amityville. I didn't get a chance to do a full review on Amityville. I really wanted to, but damn, this looked incredible in 4K. And just look at that. Just more of this, please, Vinegar Syndrome. We need more of this. Going into 2023, start doing some more legitimate movies like this. I don't care how many movies you have to take from Scream Factory. Take them all. You know, everybody's bitching about Scream Factory lately. Is Vinegar Syndrome finally going to step up and just take that mantle as the top horror boutique label in 2023? They just might. And I mean, this is definitely a great start, because my goodness, this is an excellent release of a legitimate horror movie from 1986, directed by the legendary Tobe Hooper. So let me talk about this movie a little bit briefly. I don't know if I brought this up yet, but if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We talk about 4Ks and Blu-rays and physical media and owning the movies that you love every single day. So if you like that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button. Also, be sure to like this video and then comment down below. What's your thoughts on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2? Do you plan on purchasing this new release from Vinegar Syndrome? Let me know in that comment section below. If you don't plan on purchasing it, again, I'm about ready to sell you on it. Look at this. Look at that. Again, we just did an unboxing. Why am I showing this off again? So let me talk about the movie briefly, really quick. Again, I don't want to get into like my full thoughts on it. I actually did a review for this movie on my wife and I's channel earlier this year on Married with Media. We watched it on DVD because this is the only version. This is the only format that I've owned the movie in. I have watched it on HD before, but I think it was on Amazon Prime. So the last time I watched it, though, was on DVD. So you can imagine this was a pretty big step up. But I did not get the Shout Factory edition. I missed out on it when it came out in 2016. And I think it like a year later, it kind of went out of print, and then it's been going for like $100. I'm not paying $100 for any release. I don't care how good it is. But thankfully, we have this, in my opinion, the definitive release for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 now. But we watched it on DVD, gave our thoughts on our channel. I love this movie. I will say, though, if you have only seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the remake, and you need to understand what they were going for with this movie before you watch it. I don't want you to watch this and get the wrong idea and be like, Ken, that movie sucked. This is absolutely what I would call the Saturday morning cartoon version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And when I say that, I don't mean that it's not like, you know, super gory and bloody and just has all the like disgusting, grimy, grungy aspects of the original. It definitely does. Again, it's directed by Tobe Hooper, the same guy who did the original. So all that stuff's still there. But it's the tone of this movie is very silly. It's very zany. It is very almost satirical. Again, I wouldn't go as far as to say that this is a full-on satire, but it almost is. And again, you can tell from the cover, they're like in the Breakfast Club stance. So you can tell this is not, they don't take this material as seriously as they did with the first one. So I need everybody to understand that if you haven't seen this movie yet, it may not hit everybody the same way. I know when I first watched it, I was a little thrown off. I was like, I thought this was more of like a full-on horror movie. And it really kind of is comedic, but at the same time, it is very scary. It is very, terror-filled. There's a lot of blood and guts and gore and just a lot of great sequences in this movie. But the tone of this movie is not the same as the original. So just know that going in before you watch this. But I love this movie. I love it more and more each time I watch it. I've actually watched it now 3 times, I feel like, within the last year or so. I watched it last year for some reason. I think I just wanted to rewatch it. And then I watched it earlier this year. I showed it to my wife. I made her watch it before the remake or the sequel, the 2022 Netflix one came out. And then I watched it in 4K. And I just fall in love with this movie every single time I watch it. I love Caroline Williams in this movie. I think she's fantastic, super underrated as like a final girl, if you want to call her that. But like she pretty much carries the entire movie like on her back. Like she's in the movie from beginning to end. But I love the character of Stretch. But Dennis Hopper also is fantastic in the movie. Dennis Hopper is always great in everything. He plays a villain like in most stuff I feel like I've seen him in. Speed, Super Mario Brothers, Waterworld. Like he's always playing like some kind of like over-the-top villain. In this movie, he's actually a more heroic type character. He does some, kind of shady things to the character of Stretch in this movie, but I would say he's more of like the heroic type character. But anyway, as a movie, I'd probably give this movie like a 4 out of 5. I really love this movie, and I don't want to say it's better than the original, but I think it's my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I really do. I really have a lot of fun with this movie. Now let's go ahead and jump into the actual 4K restoration of this set, the meat of this set, the reason why I feel like you need to buy this. And I'm sure that some people out there are saying, I got that 2016 Blu-ray, I'm good. That's the best version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 that I need to own. And I understand that. And if you're good with that Blu-ray, look, I can't make you buy this 4K, but I want you to understand that 2016 version was not from the like 35 millimeter original camera negative. That was from the interpositive film element. So they didn't even have the all of the materials to properly restore the film back in 2016. Shout Factory didn't. So, and that is a 2K scan. This is a 4K restoration from the original film materials, the original 35 millimeter original camera negative. So this looks, and then also it has HDR in it as well, which just freaking makes this movie look insane with the HDR as far as the colors. This is such a colorful movie. When I heard that this was being announced for 4K, I was like, this is going to look gorgeous. Just like the cinematography, but just all the colors, like when you get down in the actual, like the Texas Battlelands, like in the caves and stuff, just all the lights and stuff all over it. It looks incredible, but the radio station sequence, like it's all like bright neon reds and blues and stuff, and all that stuff looks amazing. What I will say though is that I know there's some people out there that are not big fans of film grain. There is quite a bit of film grain in this restoration. It's not enough to be like distracting or anything, but it isn't like completely, it's not one of those like crystal clear, like perfectly restored, you know, images, but it does have that more like grounded, more film like feel to it because of the grain. But I don't mind grain at all, to be honest. Like it reminds me that I'm watching an actual film when I'm watching it. So I kind of embrace the film grain. Like, of course it's nice to have like the crystal clear picture quality. So I honestly think it adds to the overall presentation at the end of the day. But you know, when you get some of these outdoor sequences, some of these close-up shots like on Caroline Williams' face and Dennis Hopper, like that's so incredibly detailed. And you can just see like beads of sweat coming off their faces. I'm just always impressed by these close-up shots in 4K in particular, because you can just see every wrinkle, every imperfection, and it's really incredible. And so the transfer in this is really just fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about this 4K transfer. And I have not seen the Shout Factory 2K version of this movie, but I have to imagine that this is a significant improvement over that Blu-ray that came out back in 2016. So transfer is just absolutely fantastic. And getting into the sound, this is presented with its original 2.0 stereo theatrical mix. So I thought that it sounded absolutely fantastic. Like every single time Leatherface revs up that chainsaw, I could just hear it in my subwoofer, those reverberations just like kind of shaking the floor. And it was incredible. I watched this with the sound all the way up. So yeah, the sound was great. I love the score in this movie as well, and just all sounded so perfect through my sound bar and my subwoofer. Just a fantastic sound mix that does not age, in my opinion. It's just such a great mix. Now, I know some people will probably be disappointed there's no Atmos or 5.1, but when you have a sound mix this good, this classic, I'd kind of rather than not mess with it. Now let's go ahead and get into these special features, because man, did Vinegar Syndrome not disappoint with these special features. You have got somewhere in the neighborhood of, I believe, 8 new special features. Not to mention you get all the pre-existing audio commentaries. You get a brand new audio commentary from film critic Patrick Bromley. You also get an audio commentary with Toby Hooper. You get an audio commentary with actors Bill Moseley, Carolina Williams. I don't know, I'm saying it's Caroline Williams. I don't know if I've been saying Carolina the whole time or not, but Caroline Williams, and special effects makeup creator Tom Savini. Audio commentary with director of photography Richard Corris, production designer Carrie White, script supervisor Laura Corris, and property master Michael Sullivan. So I imagine that those 3 were all pre-existing from other editions, probably the Screen Factory, probably back in the DVD, maybe the Laserdisc days or something like that. But I don't know exactly where all those commentaries come from, but there is a brand new one with film critic Patrick Bromley. But just the new interviews, again, eight new interviews, and you also get a featurette as well. Beneath the Battleland, Remembering the Lair, a brand new 2022 featurette with actors Caroline Williams, Barry Kenyon, Bill Johnson, and Kirk Sisko. And then in addition to that, you get these 7 other interviews, these standalone interviews. The Saul and Savini, you get a brand new 2022 interview with special makeup effects and legendary artist Tom Savini. So this is an awesome interview with Tom Savini, 20 minutes long. And that's the thing, like these are not like no 5-6 minute long interviews. I think the shortest ones are like 13-14 minutes. Like this is the real deal. This isn't like when Screen Factory does interviews and they're like 5-6 minutes long and they barely get into anything. Like these are very lengthy interviews that you can really get into and just really get lost in the you know, the actual like actors and stuff, stories on these movies. So these are great interviews. Absolutely fantastic. Stretch Lives, a brand new 2022 interview with actress Caroline Williams, which was probably my favorite of this entire set. Again, this is a 30-minute interview that you get with Caroline Williams, the star of this movie, and she just talks about everything. Maybe she's talked about it before on like podcasts or something. I don't know everything that she's done or all the interviews she's done, but she really gets into this movie and talking about it and talking about Toby Hooper as a director, how he sent her home because she didn't want to do the chainsaw dance in the beginning when she first got hired. But And you can just tell with not just with her, but with all of these people, they just have such a passion for this movie, and they're just so glad that it's still held up as the classic that it is today. So Caroline Williams seems super cool. I really enjoyed her interview. Serving Tom, a brand new 2022 interview with the makeup effects artist Gabe Bartolos. I probably pronounced that name wrong. And then you get Remember the Alamo, brand new 2022 interview with Kirk Sisko. Texas Bloodbath, a brand new 2022 interview with special makeup effects artist Barton Mixon. So you get tons of like interviews with the makeup effects artists and things like that. Leatherface Revisited, which was probably my second favorite. Well, I don't know. Tom Savini was pretty cool too, but this is a really great one. This was almost 40 minutes. You're talking with Bill Johnson, the guy that played Leatherface in the movie. And this guy, I don't know, there was just something about the cadence of his voice and the way that he spoke. It was so relaxing. I love listening to Bill Johnson talk about this movie and this role, and just talking about the overall production of the film from his perspective. And you could tell that he had a little bit more like insider knowledge of the movie and the making of the movie, because he was talking about, you can just tell he like talked to Toby and stuff a lot, because it just felt like he had more like insider information. And then you also get Die Yuppie Scum, which is a brand new 2022 interview with actor Barry Keoghan. So yeah, seven interviews, and then that one featurette, which is also kind of like an interview. So it's 8 interviews in total, and then that's just on the Blu-ray disc. So you get the 4K by itself with all the audio commentaries, then you get the Blu-ray with all the audio commentaries, and then all of those new special features, and then you get an additional Blu-ray disc with all of the past special features, and this actually includes all of the special features and interviews from the 2016 Shout Factor release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. So I don't know if they had any problems getting that from Scream Factory. I have no idea, but all the Scream Factory stuff is on here. In addition to that, you also had the 85-minute documentary on the making of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It Runs in the Family, and I think that came out in 2006. So you get that entire documentary. You get all of the past special features from the Shout Factor release. You get tons of new special features. Like, this is just the ultimate package here from Vinegar Syndrome, especially if you're a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 fan. And I will be linking this down below if you want to purchase this. It's going for about, I think, about $36 around that for only the slipcover edition. And if you want this hardbox case, I'm pretty sure there's still versions of that left as well for a little bit more. I think it's about 45 bucks. But that is my review of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on 4K. Very high recommendation from me. I really enjoyed this release, and I thank you all so much for watching this review. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Also comment down below your thoughts on this movie if you're going to be purchasing this release based on my recommendation. If you've already purchased it, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in that comment section below. Turn on the bell notifications. Follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.